Welcome back to Xenonauts. Last time we sent Charlie 2 on their first mission, and we took our first casualty. Aside from that, the mission went well. After that we started building up a second base. It's going to take a while for it to come into play due to various delays, so maybe later in this part we'll see that again. We had our first night mission by accident with Charlie 1, but it went okay since we just captured the alien UFO and ended things quickly. Then Charlie 2 went out on another operation, a more standard one, and things went alright in the end with just a few wounds and no casualties. Now we're just going to go right into another mission before anything more significant actually happens. Another scout UFO was downed easily by our interceptors, so now we're heading out into the desert to challenge another alien squad. One of the problems we face in the desert is that there's not that much cover. There are lots of big open spaces, and right away we're going to face such an issue. An alien appears, uses some sort of psychic attack on us that doesn't appear to do anything, so that's good. And now it's standing over there without us having an easy way to run at it and get to a position where we have a good chance to hit, because even at this medium looking range, we're very unlikely to actually hit that guy sitting even in the open. Fortunately, in this case, we didn't need to use any tactics because the classic tactic of raying and praying was enough, so we got through that first encounter okay. The second encounter proved pretty good as well, because an alien was just standing near our cover out in the open. Betty Buckshot could try shooting from the covered position, but I thought let's guarantee the kill and do this the risky way by running out into the open to be at point blank range, so that will definitely kill the alien. And now we just hope there isn't another alien nearby who can shoot her while she's in the open. We couldn't see anything really nearby, so even if she did get shot at, the probability of a hit would probably be low. I'm going to use Proof as a shield to somewhat defend Betty there, but that proves to be not very useful. She's actually attacked by another psychic attack, and it appears to be effective this time. She panics and loses her morale and then starts fleeing. So that means we can't use her, and she's also still standing in a not particularly good position. And what's more, we can't see who actually did that. There's an alien who can see Betty, but we can't see them. A bit of scouting finally discovers them a little bit further up into the desert behind a rock. Now, in that particular position, he happened to be vulnerable to getting sniped by Boehm back here, who was just looking over the open area of the map. There's a cactus in the way, but our shot actually does get a hit, so that's good, and the hit appears to intimidate the alien because it then moves back without attacking. So Betty is safe, she'll stop panicking, and can now go back to get her weapon and rejoin the fight. We discover the alien again just a bit further back, and I try another snipe and get it, so good work from Boehm there. That's another hostile down. Next up, I was moving up towards the top of the screen and discovered the UFO we're going for, with an alien sitting or standing right outside it. So now we need to reposition to assault this thing. Despite me complaining about the lack of cover just now, there's actually loads of cover around the door to the UFO, so this is ideal. The fact it was a desert map didn't prove to be too annoying. Inside the UFO, 4 enemies are spotted. Once we open the door, we're just going to run away from the door now, since we've already got people looking at the door at close range in good cover. So we're going to do the tactic we've seen previously, just sitting here and blasting into the room, hoping to kill aliens and not going in until we really need to. I'm going to fire at the aliens towards the back of the room, because the shots that happen to hit stuff before then might kill the aliens in front of them or destroy cover. That first burst doesn't do any damage, but it does suppress 3 of the aliens, making our life much safer now. They're unlikely to charge out at us. Because they're suppressed, I thought let's throw a grenade in there as well, since they're unlikely to move far away from their position or move at all. The grenade goes out, and it's a good throw. It goes where I targeted it, at the foot of one of the aliens. At the end of the turn then, that grenade's going to go off, and it does kill one of the enemies as well as damaging another. That's good news. Once that was sorted, we'll just go back to the same pattern. Someone goes to open the door, runs away, and then we blast into the room with our machine gun, this time killing 2 aliens at once and destroying their cover. Very good work from Ray and Prey. With that done, it was safe enough to go in, so I sent Betty to investigate. There was an alien in the corner who goes down easily to a shotgun blast, and there was another alien in the other room who comes out once my whole squad was in the UFO. We get some reaction fire, but I think it was Big Iron there actually hit Pruitt with the shield at the front, so that sucked. If it hadn't been for that, that would have been a perfect mission, all enemies killed with no damage taken apart from that bit of friendly fire, so a nearly perfect mission as expected of Charlie 1. The next couple of UFOs to appear proved vexing. I just lost one off the scope down in South Africa, and that other one I'm chasing is too fast. The problem I have here is I keep putting our Condors with our Foxtrot fighters, and the Condors are slower, so it slows down the squadron. But I've only got one Foxtrot, and I don't really want to send it out on its own, since the alien scouts might actually be able to beat it. But we're going to have to experiment with that because the Condors are screwing everything up. Now, after some more time passed, our second base is somewhat ready. We've built most of the buildings in it, so now I'm going to try and transfer Charlie 2 over there. This proves to be more complicated than I expected. I thought this is what I needed to do, select Charlie 2 and then say transfer. And I thought that Charlie 2 as a squad were literally with the helicopter, or in the helicopters. When I transferred their transport, they would be going with it. That, as I'll find out later, isn't the case, so I've actually just put an empty helicopter in Hammersickle. Not so bad for now, because there's no radar there anyway, so I can't really use that base for much, but soon it'll become more useful. Now we've finished researching laser weaponry, so now we've got a chance to upgrade our offensive capabilities. The only thing we can't upgrade is our heavy machine gun, because that's a separate research by the looks of things. But for now I'm going to research the stun weaponry we need to actually progress the story of the game. Now the main issue we have is that building these laser weapons is really expensive. Building just a couple of them is the same as buying a new fighter jet, and really money isn't all that available. It's strange, the economy in this game, in that your income drops as you progress through the game, yet the amount of things you have to buy goes up. So I didn't really want to spend lots of money right now because I might end up getting screwed over later in the month. But I bought a couple to experiment with. Now the next set of alien UFOs appeared, and this time I was able to bring down a scout using just a Foxtrot. It's not a 100% chance to actually work, but it worked this time, so there we go, we've got a new mission to go on, and our other contacts are just going to get away. I'm going to give up on pursuing that one there, because the Condors just can't do anything at this stage. We need to build more Foxtrots, and I think I have one under construction now that I've freed up space in concrete by moving fighters over to Hammersickle. I wanted to send Charlie 2 on this mission, but I haven't realised yet that Charlie 2's helicopter is now empty and I've left all of the squad behind in concrete. So anyway, I ended up sending Charlie 1 again on this mission. We encountered another case where the alien UFO was really close to where we landed, and there were no enemies between me and the UFO, so I started setting up ready to potentially just quickly assault the UFO and take it to end the mission easily. A machine gun attack opens the door, we can see an alien inside there, but not much else. I wanted to try and get better line of sight onto the interior so I could know how many aliens were in there to see if just going for a mad rush really was going to be a good idea. I moved up Plasmagnet to take a closer look, but he still can't really see anything there. Still, we'll just set up in this position, ready to end the turn here. But while I'm doing that, I discover a big problem. There's an alien off to our flank up the road, just crouching there. So now, the two guys I've put ready to move closer to the UFO are going to be rear flanked by this guy, and moving up reveals there's another alien in that building who can look out through the window, so Puriv here needs to move back, so that she's at least only visible to one of the enemies. And we can't really do anything about this scenario because there isn't sufficient cover and we don't have sufficient time to move to defend ourselves from a potential attack. This is the only thing I could try, a smoke grenade, but as you might remember me actually saying previously, smoke grenades don't work against the lizard aliens, as we're very soon going to see. So we just get shot anyway. The smoke doesn't block line of sight like I had hoped. But the shots don't do any damage, so we're lucky in that regard. There's a load of misses and some suppression comes in, but no actual health lost. That's very nice. This is the big problem though. Plasmagnet decides to drop his shield and run out in front of the alien UFO because he's panicking. He wants to escape from that rear attack, but perhaps doesn't realise there is even more danger right in front of him. So now he's screwed, he's just standing there and we can't do anything to save him. We already know the smokes don't work, that would have been our only option in a normal fight or against other types of aliens. So I can pull the whole squad back to now be in a relatively safe position, but Plasmagnet just goes right down to the first alien that shoots him. That is a shame. The alien who was up the road comes around the corner to now outflank us again, but we've also got him outflanked in this position quite easily. We spot two more aliens wandering about back there, more shots come in, some suppression is dealt to Puriv, and we already saw Big Iron took a hit on his armour and lost some health. The aliens are really putting the pressure on us now. To deal with that closest alien, I'm going to use Purv's shield as cover for Big Iron to get a bit closer and do that point blank range shotgun blast that brings the enemy down. Now he'll just have to sit there and hope he doesn't get outflanked. He can very easily be outflanked to his right, of course. The rest of the squad's going to move up to generally cover this direction now. We'll ignore the UFO for a bit. Die first puts a grenade out, but it doesn't go anywhere near the target. A really flubbed throw right there. A shame. Now at the start of the alien turn, the grenade goes off, doing nothing, and the aliens charge forwards. One runs out, is able to absorb some reaction fire with no damage, then it shoots Die first and kills him instantly despite him being behind cover. That was nasty. Now that lizard guy is going to be easy to kill ourselves because he's sitting right in front of us, but trading 1 for 1 with the aliens is not acceptable ratios for Xenonauts. We need to pretty much lose no one ideally, since you're losing the stat upgrades those people had when they go down. Boehm takes a shot with the sniper rifle at really close range. It's not enough to get a kill, but I can move up Betty Buckshot to take a decent shot with the shotgun and get enough damage to bring that guy down. As for the other one, I'm going to do some point blank range action with Big Iron shooting round the corner. The first hit's unlucky, only a third of the damage being done, but I've got enough points to do it again, and there we go, that's another alien put down. So the immediate pressure is taken off now, no more aliens immediately visible who are able to attack us, but the casualties are racking up in this battle. I moved back over to the UFO, conscious that the aliens inside might be attacking from this direction, and Hopeless Jack discovered there's an alien over there on the other side of the road. He takes cover behind a wall and just gives us line of sight, and now I'm going to move the rest of the squad to defend this area. Jack takes fire from the alien, the civilian, they're called civilians, but he is only suppressed, so that's okay. We can still see the alien and make attacks such as this grenade throw from Betty. Betty's pretty decent with the old grenade. This time it lands where I targeted it, right next to the alien, and I'm going to set her up ready to run around the corner in the future to potentially go in for a close range attack. The grenade goes off, barely doing any damage. Then the civilian fires at Jack again and hits twice. That was nasty, and he goes down as well. It's getting worse and worse. We're in a sort of desperate situation here now with 3 squad members down. I'm going to use Betty to just go ahead with a charge because I was gambling that there aren't many more aliens left. We've probably killed all the ones except this one who are outside of the UFO, so it might be safe to just run in and try and get a guaranteed kill. There's a good chance that alien's used up all of his action points taking both of those shots, since they must have been heavily aimed to actually hit in cover and at long range. So we can walk up without taking reaction fire and do that, blasting the alien apart, and now we've got enough points to also go and somewhat hide against an attack coming from the lower left. Now we need to attack the UFO, and what I wanted to do was just snipe the interior, so I'm moving Boehm around trying to find a location where he can see the one alien we've got line of sight on right now. Finally we get something there. The shots aren't all that good because this guy's in cover. I'm just going to fire anyway. We're going to try and take our time with this. It's actually able to fire back but can't get a hit right there, and interestingly the alien regenerated health when I fired at it, so maybe they don't just regenerate health at the end of turns, it's actually when something is done against them as well. I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but anyway, I end the turn and that alien fires at Boehm twice, getting 2 hits and bringing him down. Now things are just getting worse and worse. I was starting to feel cheated because these aliens, as they're described in the game, are supposed to be really bad at fighting at long range, and this range we're fighting at would be considered long range. The chance of hitting with an assault rifle, for example, is going to be extremely low. So now I'm questioning whether that is the case, whether they actually are weak against ranged combat, because we've seen 2 squad members go down right next to each other, 2 really long ranged attacks. Now a further mess up. I was trying to get Purv to go and stand off to the right of the door of the UFO, and somehow I've ended up putting her in the UFO, so now she's in big trouble, and the only way to redeem this situation is to go all in with Big Iron and Betty. We just have to charge in and try and blast the aliens before they kill Purv and give us yet another casualty, so we're going to do this the brave way. Big Iron puts his shotgun in one of the aliens' faces and destroys it. That's good stuff. Now Betty has to run in. Here we aren't going to be able to run right up to that alien, but we can get pretty close and still have an okay chance of hitting, and with an aimed shot we do hit and do enough damage to end the mission. Then finally a pleasant surprise. Both Plasmagnet and Boehm are actually still alive because there's an unknown probability that killed operatives will be revived at the end of a mission. So we only lost two. Goon Die First, defying his family's namesake, and Hopeless Jacks, both of our riflemen. Not as bad as it seemed then, but overall a harrowing mission. Back in the base I went to go buy some replacements for our lost soldiers, and this is when I realised that Charlie 2 was still in the base because they're on our listings here, and from this screen we can actually transfer them to the other base, then put them back into Charlie 2's transport chopper to get things going again. So after that, time to just skip through more time. Our radar is built at Hammersickle, so now that base is properly operational and we can use it to stop UFOs over Indochina and the Soviet Union, hopefully making us some money or less lost money over time. We finish researching Alenium, a mysterious alien material that powers their weapons, and as a result we get some new techs unlocked, including the interesting sounding alien alloy fabrication, and that's the one I went for, hoping we'll eventually be able to get some cool armour or something. Now we detected a new UFO, and it's the first time we've seen one that says it's medium in size. It has a bigger icon on the scope here. So I send everything from Concrete to go and investigate. Once we catch up we find it's a Corvette type UFO. We still have a 100% chance to down it, I believe because the Foxtrot's anti-armor weapons are good against bigger ships, so we just take it right down, and that's that, another mission for us to go on. However, Charlie 1 right now isn't ready to go on a mission because a couple of its members are still wounded from the previous operation. So I thought we'll just leave the crashed UFO and come back in a couple of days to deal with it then, but as it turns out you can't do that. While waiting the UFO just disappears, so I guess the aliens scatter and the crashed UFO just goes away and then you can't salvage it for whatever reason. That is a shame, we've now learned that the hard way. Now a bit later, some more UFOs show up, including another Corvette down there over the Sahara, but there's stuff all over the place, so I had to split my squadrons up to attack in different locations, and we learned that a single Foxtrot has a 0% chance of beating a Corvette on its own, so the Condors do need to be there apparently, perhaps just as distractions, so we have to abandon that attack. I catch up with a scout UFO somewhere over the steppes of Eurasia and manage to down it with planes from Hammersickle, so there's another mission we can now go on. And I also caught up to a single alien fighter that was hanging around over Africa, and there just one Condor is enough to take it down and get some free materials. We've got more contacts heading out over the Arctic Sea, but we're not going to be able to catch up with them in time before the next mission starts. Charlie 2 is now going out for its first mission from Hammersickle for an assault here. I said in the previous part, by the way, that we'd see some fights in the Arctic Circle, in Arctic settings, but I forgot about this mission, so we'll see this one this time instead, and maybe the Arctic missions that happened after this will be in the next part. This mission started abysmally, as we can see. An alien must have spawned really close to the chopper, because as I was just getting out of the chopper and setting up around it, this guy comes around the corner and instantly kills Bonnie Beltford, I think that was. Not much we could do about that, and now we'll just have to continue on without her. Snip Smoke Scope, who I've been calling Snip Smoke No Scope for some reason in previous parts, has a shot on another alien nearby who was attacking civilians, and we do get a shot there. Now we'll move up with Get In for the old point blank range pistol action. We get a hit, and now your face taker can peek around the corner and get a shotgun blast into the alien as well. So that deals with him. We can see there's nothing behind him, so we'll have to move on after that. But first I just needed to kill that alien off to my flank, and a new guy, Replacement, a new low quality rifleman, actually gets a hit at decent range and manages to take that other one down. Another alien appeared from the hay bales to our right, just running out in front of us and triggering some reaction fire, getting some damage but not enough to do anything significant there. At least now he's just standing awkwardly in front of us, so getting the kill here won't be too much of an issue. I thought I'd rely on Replacement again, giving another burst of rifle fire since this guy's pretty close, but he just misses terribly, so I guess that was just a lucky shot from earlier. Someone more reliable like Snips is able to get the shot, and there we have it. I sent a scout up to take a look at this little barn to our north, and there was an alien inside, funnily enough. Problem is, I've now run out of time units, so I'm stuck standing in the barn with the alien. All I can do is crouch, which will just reduce the probability of me getting hit by anything. I move the rest of the squad up around the barn, ready to attack this guy. The alien fires back, hitting the shield and just suppressing us in general. No damage done, so that's good. And now that we're close, we can go in for the old shield and shotgun attack with 2 shield people here, just to really hammer things home. There we go, we got the kill. Now there was a very long period of time where I was searching across the map. There were no more enemies all the way to the other side of the map where we found the alien UFO, with a couple of aliens outside as it turns out. They fire into a shield there, doing no damage, and now they're standing outside of the UFO, which is what we like to see. It's going to be much easier to kill them here. For that first one, I'm going to go back to rep placement and try some close range burst fire. We hit with 2 of them there, not enough to bring the enemy down, but Getin, who was doing the shield duty, can peek out and use his pistol to finish the job, so good work from that tag team. As for the other alien, I'm just going to go for a point blank range attack without a shield, because we didn't have enough time units to attack this guy this turn with a shield in front of the shotgunner. Problem is, this guy actually survived being hit. We did hit with all 3 bits of the buckshot, but it wasn't enough to bring him down this time. So now your face taker's just standing there in a really dangerous position. My only hope was to attack with someone else in the same turn to kill this enemy, and Pumpy Parker was here to miss that hope. So we suppressed the alien, but he's still alive, and even while suppressed he'll have enough time units to shoot Yor, who's right in front of him. The only other hope was to get a grenade on him right now, but Bang Turret, who was the only guy with time units left, wasn't able to throw one because he didn't have one. So that alien does shoot Yor. He survives though. However, another alien appears and also shoots Yor, taking him down. Nasty. That's 2 operatives lost on this otherwise very boring and inconsequential mission. It's partly a product of the fact I'm playing it fast and loose, just because of the amount of real life time it takes to play these is encouraging me to be more and more aggressive just to speed things up. Anyway, some more shield and shotgun takes down the alien that had full health, because I knew I could just hit the other one with anything and kill him. Although that said, a pistol shot doesn't kill him there because he regenerated health during the end turn sequence. So now we'll need to shoot him again, and rep placement is the one who answers the call. There's still more to do though, because the alien UFO has an alien inside, and this alien's going to pull a bit of trickery. I formed up in the corridor ready to assault the final room, but the door opened on its own and the alien just shot Getin 4 times, killing him. So now we've learned something else. The aliens can open the doors without being adjacent to them like you need to be. And you can see I'm just kind of paralyzed. I was just like, oh, that happened. It was just so unexpected. This mission's been such a disaster just out of the blue that I just couldn't really believe how badly things were suddenly going after they went so well before. Anyway, to close out this mission, we went in to shoot the alien in the face, and Pumpy Parker had enough points to shoot him twice, getting the finishing blow before it makes any more attacks. So 3 casualties, very nasty indeed, showing that you can't let your guard down, and you really do have to play this the slow way to be safe. And even then, with me thinking I'm being safe at the end there, you can still just get randomly blindsided, as indeed we'll see in more missions to come in Xenonauts.